Hey guys, so honestly, third time trying to make this video, just something keeps on popping up. For God's sake, it's driving me nuts. Anyway, what I wanted to do is talk about how I invest for my baby and just share what I'm doing. And this is not financial advice. That's the third time I've had to say it in making this video, God. But it's not financial advice. This is just me sharing. I'm not a financial expert. I know very little about world finance markets, yada yada yada. So do your homework is the main thing. It's just obvious, like it's common sense. Just do your homework, do your research, speak to a financial investor, an advisor if you have one. Of course, I don't have one. That sounds like if you're a millionaire, you might have one, but I'm not. So yeah, again, this is just me, just sharing, and I thought some people might find it useful. This specifically, guys, is for people in the UK. It probably has the similar kind of investment products out there in the world for different countries, but I'm talking from the UK, and I'm talking about a company called Vanguard. Vanguard is basically a fund company where you give them your savings, your money, and then they put that money into the top companies around the world, or whichever investment product you select that they have available. So in this case, what I've done for my baby here is I've opened a junior ISA, and I've selected the what is it called, the Life Strategy 100% Stocks and Shares Fund. Again, so what that means is they'll take any money that I put into his account and they'll divide it up to like the top companies around the world. So the top 100 FTSE, that's in the UK, the S&P 100 or 500, or is it the Nikkei index in Japan? I think I could be wrong on that, but so you're not just putting all your eggs in one basket; they're spreading it out, and they do it for a small fee. And from my research, they've got a pretty low fee because there's no investment manager specifically picking out special stocks. They just say, okay, here's the top 100, boom, put your money in, and we'll spread it across, and we'll take a small fee, and that keeps things very low. The other thing with this is the cool thing with an ISA in the UK anyway is that you can put for a junior ISA £9,000 a year max, and that's tax free. So if you were to make like here you can see at the top, like it's made £791 because there's been a big like upswing recently. I could take out that £791 for him, or he could in the future, and it wouldn't have any tax. Now, before I go on, I better mention this. With a junior ISA, once you put the money in, it is completely locked until the kid is 18. Okay, that's the big first thing that I had to take note of. The second thing is that once it comes out of his account, it is legally his and his to do with as he pleases. So that's something that you have to bear in mind if you're going to go down this route of saving for your child. Is if they're going to go on a wild, absolute fucking bender in Ibiza over the weekend and then spend all the money that you've worked hard to save, then that's a problem. So you might raise your kid great, but they might one day just go nuts and spend it all. So bear that in mind. Make your decision, of course. I've got my own personal ISA, which I try to max out every year, which is a 20 grand max, and I might share that in a separate video. But those are the main things. So, kid, it's his when it's 18. It's locked away until it's 18. It becomes his. I think he has access to the account when he's 16. I think. I could be wrong on that one. I'll have to check. But what I've done is I've set up a kind of standing order. Initially, I put in £100 every month. I think it was like, there you go, April, May, so on. Then I was very fortunate last year that I managed to have like a couple of savings. Like I got laid off from my company, and I'd been with them for a few years, and they had a very good severance package. So don't like there. I've added 5 grand, another 5 grand. Like the name of this channel is Average Normal Guy, or whatever the heck I've called it. Believe me, this is not normal at all. This 5 grand. I wish I could do that every day or every month and just put this money away. And no, I'm not loaded. I'm not rich at all. This is like a very fortunate year, and the fact that it's gone up from 9,000 to 9,791 is just the market happened to swing up. It says there your rate of return is like almost 14%. it could fall off a cliff like tomorrow. Okay, so my kind of thinking of this is set and forget, set it, forget it. Okay, so I set up a standing order just to take out £100 a month. That was what I was just planning. And then it'll just roll on month to month and I just completely forget about it. And then hopefully in 18 years, it would be a good nest egg for him to go and put down a deposit on a house. That's what I'm hoping he'll do. That's what I'm going to try and, raise him to be careful with his money. Not super careful, but, be smart with money is what I'm trying to say. But like I say, I got laid off here and I managed to get a good severance package and I put the 2 chunks into his account because I thought, hey, right, if it's locked away, I can't spend it. It's never going to get. It's his. It's good. Even if I'm not able to put anything in his account for the next 17 years, this is his, and this will hopefully grow. And on average, I hear the stock market doubles every 10 years. I could be wrong with that number, but the goal is for me. Once this 9,000 basically resets every April, so you can put in 9,000 every year, and it's not cumulative. So once you put, I think, oh God, see, I don't know crap about this very much, guys. So please get your own advice, independent advice, or just do your research. But when I put in, when April comes around, this 9,000 maximum will reset back to 0, but it's not cumulative. So you can't wait 3 years and then it would be 27,000. You can put 27,000 in. No. It's 9,000 max every year and it resets to 0 every year. So, if I can do £9,000 a year, that would be amazing. I don't think I can. That would be, I'd love to do that for him. I do have my own savings ISA as well. Again, through Vanguard, doing the life strategy fund, 100% stocks and shares. I don't have any mix with bonds or cash. But this is long term. This is long term for me. I'm not worried about whether I'm investing in like bonds and like short term secure because I don't look at this very often at all. This is like I was surprised when this was up to 791. I was like, wow, okay, cool, great. I'll see you again in 6 months. But yeah, so far I've managed to max out to £9,000. It's returned 791. But just to elaborate, this can fall right off a cliff. I mean, you see that dip there, okay? Back in 2021, I think, or 2020, whenever it was, like when COVID had just hit, I was very lucky that I started investing in my ISA when it was kind of after that cliff. And the market overall had dropped by however much, like 10, 20%, whatever it was a big drop. And I was just lucky that I started investing at that time. I didn't have any like special plan or market timing. I was like, I watched a video on YouTube. I did a little bit of research. I saw what people were saying. I did a little bit of research on Vanguard and their background. And then I said, right, okay, I don't want to leave my money in the bank just losing compared to inflation. Therefore, I'll just put my money, into this Vanguard account and I can take it out. So I tested it. What I did is I tested it. I put a little bit in and then I withdrew it immediately to make sure I could do it. That was fine. And, I had confidence. I wasn't just throwing my money in some bank vault somewhere and then I could never take it out. So that's the strategy I've taken so far. Whether it's right or wrong, it like I say, this could fall off a cliff tomorrow, go right back down here. But my goal is long, so I wouldn't pull this out. I'd just keep it going until and I can't pull it out. That's, again, I'm repeating myself. I can't pull it out. This could drop down to right down here, but then hopefully over the next few years it would climb back up, which is what the stock market generally does in cycles anyway. So, guys, I hope this was useful. Again, just not financial advice, just me sharing. Do your homework. Don't take big risks. Bear in mind the points that I've made, but confirm them as well. Like, hey, you can't take the money out once it's in there for a junior ISA. It's theirs legally when they turn 18 as well. So if you think your kid's going to go on an absolute bender on, and get all of his mates pissed on a boat over the weekend in Ibiza, then maybe don't do that. maybe put it into your own ISA, and then you have control over the money. So it depends. Yeah. Let me know what you reckon, guys. That's it. It's late. I'm sleeping. Catch you later.